Hi, welcome to the Dally Diaries. My name is Kristel and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Today, a very fun day because in the mail arrived this gigantic palette from BPerfect. It is the Carnival, the Antidote palette, and I have not even opened the box yet. I also ordered a couple of the liquid shadows that go with this palette as well. So I bought Venom and Pin Up. I haven't opened anything, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna have a play with this gigantic palette and put a look together and just see how it goes, get some first impressions cranking. So I'm gonna take this plastic off, I'll be right back. Okay, that took a lot of effort. Trying to get the plastic cover off this was no small task, but we're there and now we're gonna open this baby up and see what she looks like inside. Oop. Plastic cover. Oh wow, so it has a gigantic mirror. I wasn't actually expecting it to have such a huge mirror in it. Oh wow, look at that. That's so pretty. Okay, so basically you kind of look at it like it's got three different color stories. So it's got like your yellowy, mustardy, orange tones, then your more neutral panel through here, and then your grungier greens through here. So I think normally I'm actually not really attracted to bigger palettes, but I think I like the way that this one makes sense to me. A lot of the time bigger palettes just, they're a bit overwhelming, especially for someone who's really terrible at making decisions like moi. Okay, so, all right, I'm really excited to get into playing with these. Let's bust open these little liquid shadows as well before we get into doing a look. So this one is Venom, and I think this is supposed to be like a greeny gold. So that's how she looks straight out of the box. If you are new here, by the way, welcome. And if you are a returning friend, it is so great to have you back. Thank you. Oh, that's really nice. That's very smooth and great pigment. Wow, okay, that was Venom. If you are new here, by the way, we would love for you to subscribe and join our little clan. We love to talk about all things makeup related, and I do ramble a little bit as well. You get a little bit of insight into my inner workings, which you may or may not want. But it's all about having fun here. I am a qualified makeup artist, and I have worked for brands like Bobbi Brown, Inglot, Napoleon, but I don't really think that that matters because makeup is just about expressing yourself and having fun. Ooh, okay, so this is the shade Pin Up. Now, it's gone on slightly patchy there. Let's see, I'm just gonna do another swatch. Shake it up a little bit. Okay, that's heaps better. Okay, I just shook it and now it's applying brilliantly. So it's like a rusty red, a little bit orangey as well. So those are the two liquid shadows that I picked up. Also, this Venom shade has dried down and it is not moving. So yeah, that's cool. I think we've got stay put formula on our hands, she says, as she's about to just wipe it off. Okay, well, they're cool. So, oh my goodness. Now, this will be the big test. There are so many options here. What sort of a look do I want to create with this eyeshadow palette? I know I'm so predictable, but I'm so drawn to this side of the palette. I could do something neutral, but I'm not vibing it. So, all right, let's just see what we come up with here. I have a feeling this is going to be a palette that we need to do a few looks with to really make it worthwhile. I have never used the BPerfect formula before, so this is something new for me. And all right, let's dive in with zero sense of a plan as per usual. To start with, I am just gonna take my Refa 15 brush. It's a fluffy dome. I am gonna zoom you in a little bit actually so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. This honestly has the biggest mirror I've ever seen in my life in a palette. That's crazy. Oh, crikey, I just swatched accidentally. My thumb just hit this eyeshadow and look at that. I barely touched it. So if that's an indication of the formula to come, then I'm excited. Oh, also, of course, there will be swatches in this video. So I haven't swatched it as of yet, but there will be swatches coming up. So make sure you stick around for those. All right, starting off, I'm going to take the color Fawn. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. We have pigment. I don't have any primer on my eyelids or anything. So much pigment. That's awesome. I'm really happy with how that's going on. I don't know why, but in my mind, I always kind of thought that this BPerfect makeup brand would have a bit of a crappy formula. I don't know. It's just something about the brand that didn't really inspire me to try it, because I just kind of assumed it would be a bit of a crappy, cheap formula. I think maybe because of the size of the palette and the fact that it's not expensive, but so far that is not the case. Wow. Oh, I forgot my brush switch. Wait, I'll be right back. Honestly, my switch gives me life. I can't live without this. I definitely can't do my makeup without it anymore. Just cleaning off my brush in between. It's the best. I'm gonna take the shade Spiced Coral. Now this is so bright. It's an extremely bright corally orange. Taking a Sephora packing brush. Okay, so that isn't as crazy bright as I thought it was gonna be by looking at it in the pan. I am layering that on top of another shade. But it is layering nicely. So I've had a couple of crazy, strange days actually. So I had to take something back to the shops that I'd bought 2 sizes of. And the shops were absolutely mental, so crazy. Like people just, you know, when they can't shop for 2 days because of Christmas, they just lose it and they flock to the shopping centers like they haven't been in 17 years. Anyways, it was chaotic. And so I was like, let's just return these and get out of here. That was my plan. And before I was leaving actually, I started sneezing, which is really unusual for me. I'm not a sneezer. Once in a blue moon, I might have a hay fever sneeze, but that's about it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And the weirdest part was I kept on sneezing. So I just sneezed and sneezed and sneezed. Anyways, that aside, oh, I think we're pretty good here actually. Hold that thought while I get my next color. Now I think I want to add some pink shades into this. So I'm going to try this shade called Sweet Cheeks and just see if it's giving me enough depth. Yeah, so anyway, I was sneezing and I was about to leave the shopping center. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was about to leave the shopping center and I'm heading back towards my car. And then I can see as I am walking this way, because the doors to my car park are out that way, directly in front of me there's this chemist and it's got like an open, in America you just call them a pharmacy. So it's got like, it's open and I'm walking towards it before I turn left. But as I'm walking towards it, I see this guy just grab something off the shelf, look around shadily, obviously didn't see me, and then start walking out of the shop. And I, without even thinking, walked up to him and I was like, hey mate, I think you meant to pay for that. And he didn't even look at me. He just turned around, went back in. I kind of followed him in just to see if he was going to do the right thing. And then he put the thing back and he left. But it was so, like, I didn't even think about it at the time, but he was like twice as big as me and he could have, you know, beaten me up if he wanted to. But I'm just such a little vigilante. Like, I have such a strong sense of justice and I feel frustrated when people do things like that. And so without even thinking, I just accept the call to action. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. I called security just to let them know that there was a guy who was trying to steal stuff and kind of gave them his description as well. I just feel really frustrated by stealing. Like, I work really hard for my money and so does everyone else. So don't take things that aren't yours. So there you go. That's my little story. Anyway, back to the sneezing. Oh, this color's really cool. Oh, wow. This is gorgeous. Yes. So anyway, back to the sneezing. Wow, this is a really entertaining video today, isn't it? You're getting thieves, you're getting sneezes. Yeah, I don't know why you would want a story about sneezes. But anyways, I felt completely fine, except the fact that I just kept sneezing. But then by the time I got home, just blending this out, nothing on my brush. By the time I got home from the shops, which are 15 minutes from my house, I had a cold, like streaming cold. It was so crazy. It came out of nowhere. And so, yeah, so then I spent the next 2 days just looking like I should be in charge of the reindeer with my nose shining so bright. But today's Friday, that was Wednesday, and now it's gone. So bizarre. I don't know. This is where we are so far, and I am digging it. That's really cool. What I am going to do is take a smaller refa brush, and I'm going to dip it into, there's a shade here called Pretty Peachy, if I can find it. Pretty Peachy. Dipping into that, and I'm going to add that like around the outer. We're going to go something quite dramatic, I think, today. It's just fun to play. So anyway, how was your week? And if you're wondering where I made the order for my BPerfect, I got it from Glam Reader, which is an Australian a website that has a lot of international beauty brands on it, some of the smaller, more indie ones. And I just am dipping back into that Sweet Cheeks shade because I want a little more of that. I straightened my hair today, which I don't do very often because I have naturally curly hair and I just can't be bothered with the work. But also, every time it just looks frizzy. I need to know what the best hair straightener is for curly haired gals. So if you know, please let me know. Let me in on the secret. Because it definitely isn't the one I have now. Which is really old and, you know, I've never had GHD or anything, so maybe that's the way to go. Or I've heard Cloud9 are really good. It's looking pretty cool. Now I'm gonna take this shade right here on the same smaller refa brush. This is called Bonbon. And for some reason, I just feel like putting it here. I cannot tell you why. Just seemed like the thing to do. So I'm supposed to be going camping tomorrow, which should be good, but it's the first time I'm going to be taking my puppy camping. And that could be a bit of a nightmare because he's recently discovered that he can bark, and he does a lot. So we might get kicked out of the caravan park, I'm not sure. Hopefully not. I wouldn't mind getting even more pinky purpley action in on this act. So what I'm going to do is take this tart brush and dip into the shade Fuego. Assuming it's going to be quite... Oh, yep, okay, that's nice. That's nice. I'm quite enjoying this palette, truth be told. These colours are really pretty. And also, I have really sensitive eyes and I am not crying, so that's a good sign. Oh, I like that. That's really nice. I think what I want to take now is the shade Pin Up, of which I also have the liquid eyeshadow. I'm not sure how similar they are, but this is Pin Up. I am going to wet my brush. I have absolutely no idea how these apply. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm going to go in with my finger because usually finger is best. If only I could get a smaller finger so I could have more precise application. It's the downside, always the downside of using fingers. How darn messy they can be. Interesting. That's where we are. Now I'm thinking about doing something with that Venom liquid shadow. You know, the only thing that would be good that's not in this palette would be a black. A matte black in this palette would be perfection, I think. That would really make this palette completely complete, you know? I'm gonna take this Venom shade that I swatched earlier, the liquid eyeshadow, and what's the best way to apply this? It's got a little doe foot applicator. Maybe I just slap it straight on. That actually looks really good. Just want to smudge out those edges a tiny bit. Sorry, I lost ya. I'm enjoying this palette. I'm definitely going to do more looks with this for you, whether you want them or not. No, I'm sure you do. Why wouldn't you? That looks really cool, actually. And it's going on really well over the other eyeshadows. Oh my gosh, I might have to get more of these little liquid shadow guys. All right, so that's where we are. I just want to beef up the pretty peachy color that I used over here. Okay, now for inner corner, I am going to take one of these 3 shades. One of this, probably this one or this one. Okay, let's take the really light one, which is called Glisten. Oh, that packs a punch. Actually, I think I want to put some of the other shimmer over the top of that, so it's a little bit less hectic. And I'm just going to take my Sigma E42 Precision Firm Blender just to blend that shimmer shade. Oh, we're looking a bit patchy over here where I've put that liquid shadow. I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe I put too much. Okay, so Glisten. And I am going to use that same Sigma brush just to dip into a slightly more golden shimmer shade called Dwindle. I think Dwindle. Actually, change of plan. I'm going to go into Simmer, which is this shimmer shade up the top here. This palette is so big, it's really hard to hold up. Just dipping into the shade Sweet Cheeks once again. I just want to make sure that's extending a little bit more. And I'm going to take the shade Fuego again and just make sure that it's kind of blended on this side. And then taking the shade Pin Up on my finger and making sure that's nice and strong in there. This eyebrow's being a bit unruly. Now for underneath, I think I want to use the liquid Pin Up shade. Although it would look really cool to have some pink or some green. Do you know the problem with this palette is that I like all of it? Because I'm a big fan of green looks, I'm a big fan of burnt, warm shades, and I like warm neutrals. So everything in this palette I want to use. And I only have 2 eyes. Oh, first world problems. Right, now I'm going to grab my Refa 12 brush and dip into the shade Fuego again, which is that one. I think my camera's about to explode because it's got the little thermometer picture of. So I'm just going to take 5 and be right back. Okay, the little thermometer's gone now, so hopefully that means we're going to be able to finish this video. So I just put the Fuego shade under my eye. I think I want to add a little touch of yellow as well. I'm having ideas. And now I want to take the Pin Up liquid eyeshadow. Now I want this to be really quite fine, so I'm going to take a little Refa pencil brush and run that under the eye. That's so pretty. And I've just cleaned off that brush so I can use it again, dipping into water, and then I'm going to dip into the shade Honey, which is that guy. And I want that here. I think we're just about done. I just want to put something up here. I'm not sure what. Actually, this time I'm going to grab the shade Zest. Let's get some zest in us. Just on this little Refa dome brush, lightly run that over. Oh, I just watched The Witcher Blood Origin on Netflix and it's so good. And now I'm going to go back and watch the actual Witcher because I've never watched The Witcher. I watched the first episode and I got a bit squeamish because it was a bit like bloodthirsty, but I think I can push through. Cannot wait for the next season of The Lord of the Rings. Okay, yeah, I'm liking how that looks. And I'm gonna take my very smallest Refa brush. This is the number 13. Making sure it's clean and tapping in to the shade Glisten. Just running that directly under my brow. I don't often do a brow highlight, but I'm feeling it today. All right, let's get some eyeliner on. I've come to a conclusion. So I'm gonna use, oh God, this is so blush. I will literally rip my eye apart if I try and use this eyeliner right now. So let's give that little NARS pencil a sharpener so this doesn't end up being a horror film. So just going in with Sunset Boulevard from NARS. Everyone knows I love this eyeliner by now. Oh, it's just so good. It's so good. That looks epic. And I've made a decision that I'm gonna go in with my Ace Beauté Paletopoly lashes on top. These are the magnetic ones, so I'll get those on and be right back. Okay, I've got my lashes on and I've also gone ahead and put some blush on, and I have used the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic in Walk of No Shame, which is a reddish berry color on my skin. And I have used just a RMS Living Luminizer highlight. But as I'm looking at myself, I just want to add a tiny bit of Bare Minerals bronzer, I think, to my cheeks. So just taking this guy. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I just want to diffuse it out a little. Oh, I added a little gold liner here and here as well. So I've got the Ace Beauté Paletopoly lashes on. They're the magnetic ones, and I can't believe how much I enjoy these lashes. I hate fake lashes 9 times out of 10. Oh, did do a dodgy application job there. But these ones are so nice. They look really natural. I love it. And they're super easy to put on, honestly, like super easy. So love those. And to finish off the look, I think we're gonna go bold with the lips. Go bold or go home, right? Go big or go home, either way. Just let's not go home. I'm gonna take my Karen Merle lipstick in Scarlet Blaze. Honestly, the sound of lip smacking is so gross. I gross myself out when I'm editing my videos and I can hear my lip smacking. It's all part of the process. All right, so that is the finished look. I'm going to zoom you out now and we'll get some swatches up for you. I would live swatch this for you, but we would be here all day, and any regulars know I'm a terrible, terrible live swatcher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swatch these all out and you can see them in a little insert that I'm going to put here, so you can really take your time, pause it if you need to, look at the shades up close and see what you think. Now that you've seen all the swatches and you've seen the look that we created, I just wanted to say a few things about this palette. Firstly, this is almost my dream palette. It really is. Like, the colors in here are so up my alley. It's ridiculous. The only thing I wish this palette had was a black. If this had a matte black, this would actually be my perfect palette. Yeah, I love this color story. I think it's going to be so versatile. I think that the quality of the shadows has been fabulous. And I think it's really well thought out, well put together in the way that it is laid out in the palette. And I think that makes it very user-friendly, because all you need to do is break it down into groups and you're good to go. I've really enjoyed working with this BPerfect Carnival palette, and I am going to enjoy working with it continuing on. I will definitely put up another couple of looks with this palette if you would like to see those, so let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back again if you love looking at any kind of makeup, luxury, indie, mostly indie because I'm just obsessed with indie. The quality is so incredible. Whatever it is, I will talk about it here. So I would love for you to join us, and please take the time to like this video before you go. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.